And we're back to learning Photoshop in a year, day 251. Let me show this typical duotone effect that you can see, for example, on Apple Music. First up, we copy the original and then under Properties. And if you can't find that, go to Window, click on Properties. You will find Remove Background. Use it. Gonna give us a cutout of this image. So the background is now gone. I'm gonna create a new layer by clicking on this little plus sign and make it black. If yours is not black, click on these two little swatches, make sure black is in foreground via the double arrow, and then left click on the canvas. You're gonna have it below your model right here, so drag it in the layers menu beneath it. Then click on this icon, we open a gradient map. Click on the color swatch, and here you can pick whatever you like from the folders. If you double click on these little two color icons, you can adjust the colors. Principle with the gradient map, dark colors are then turned into one color and bright colors into the other color. And you can see you can just pick one of these presets. Let me, for example, use a pink one. And then you click on the color symbols and you readjust that simply. So you don't have to use the colors that are given in the presets. You just want to have a good contrast. You can see that the background doesn't give us the best contrast. So instead of making it black, I want to make it white. I simply flip the colors here to have white in the forefront, left click on it with the paint bucket tool, and now the contrast is way better. So we know that this pinkish color is the white. Therefore, we have to adjust this color to give the dark spots a little bit of a darker blue. And now the contrast is fine. What you do next now is you open under File New your project of the size that you need. Let's just say for YouTube thumbnails, so 1280 x 720. I confirm. Go back to this project. I hold Control and left click on Layer Mask and Gradient Map to have them both selected. Control C, switch the project, Control V, and these two layers should be pasted. With Apple Music, you usually have a big prominent picture. So press Control T and size it a little bit up, move it around, then press Enter to confirm. And there is usually a little bit of text, for example in the categories for music. It depends on where you put your text image, because when you have it below the gradient map, this is going to affect the color. In some cases you want to have that, but I think it's way better to have it above, and then click on the color properties for the image and use the color picker, and then simply sample a color from the image via left clicking. You can see that gives you way better results. In some duotone effects, people have used shapes, let's say a circle. Let me create a couple. You can see here they get the default color white. Again, if you drag all of these below the gradient map will affect them, give them a different color. But it's way better to group them, press Ctrl G, then use the blending options. Click on Color Overlay. Click on the color swatch and then sample yet another color from the original with the color picker. Again, for Apple Music, it's just the image, the background, and usually in white, a small text that indicates the category, for example, let's say hip hop. If you want to have that, just make sure that your text element is above the gradient map so that it keeps its white color. And this is how you can create these duotone effects in Photoshop. I hope this video was helpful, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.